The rain hammered against the windows of my small apartment in Seattle, mirroring the storm raging inside me. My name is Jasper, and until a week ago I thought I had it all. A fulfilling job as a landscape architect, a cozy home, and a wife, Willow, whom I adored more than words could express. We'd been married for 7 years, a seemingly idyllic partnership built on mutual respect, shared dreams, and an undeniable spark. Willow was a vibrant soul, a talented graphic designer with an infectious laugh and a passion for life. We complemented each other perfectly, I the grounded one, she the free spirit, or so I thought. The first crack in our perfect facade appeared subtly, almost imperceptibly. Willow started working longer hours at the ad agency downtown. "Big project," she'd say, her eyes tired but alight with professional zeal. I supported her wholeheartedly, making dinner, doing extra chores, anything to ease her burden. Looking back, I see how easily I was manipulated. Then came the late-night client meetings, the vague explanations, the increased defensiveness whenever I inquired about her day. My gut churned with a disquiet I couldn't quite name. I brushed it aside, attributing it to stress, to my own insecurities. I didn't want to be a jealous, controlling husband. I trusted Willow, or at least I desperately wanted to. The dam broke on a Tuesday. I had a rare day off and decided to surprise Willow at work with lunch. I strolled into the sleek modern offices of her agency, a bouquet of her favorite sunflowers in hand. The receptionist, a friendly young woman named Hazel, greeted me with a puzzled look. "Willow isn't here, Jasper," she said, her brow furrowed. "She called in sick this morning, sick." Willow never called in sick. Alarm bells clanged in my head. "Are you sure?" I asked, my voice tight. Hazel checked her computer. "Yes, definitely. She said she had a terrible migraine." I thanked Hazel, my mind racing. A migraine? That didn't sound like Willow. She usually powered through headaches with a strong coffee and a dark room. Something was terribly wrong. Instead of going home, I found myself driving aimlessly, a knot of anxiety tightening in my chest. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being lied to. On a whim, I decided to drive past our spot, a secluded overlook on the outskirts of the city where Willow and I often went to watch the sunset. As I rounded the bend, I saw her car. My heart lurched. What was she doing here, supposedly sick with a migraine? I parked a short distance away, my hands trembling. I walked towards the overlook, my footsteps muffled by the soft earth. And then I saw them, Willow, in the arms of another man, a man I recognized. Kellen, her colleague, the one she often mentioned in passing, the one I'd met a few times at company parties. They were kissing, passionately, oblivious to the world around them. Time seemed to stop. The air thickened, making it hard to breathe. A wave of nausea washed over me, followed by a searing pain that ripped through my chest. It felt like I'd been punched in the gut, winded, unable to speak or move. I stood there, frozen, watching the scene unfold before me, a tableau of betrayal etched into my memory. Willow, my Willow, the woman I loved with all my heart, was cheating on me. With Kellen. It was surreal, like watching a movie, except the characters were real and the pain was excruciatingly my own. Finally, I found my voice, a strangled whisper that shattered the idyllic silence. "Willow," they sprang apart, their faces etched with shock and guilt. Willow's eyes widened, her cheeks flushing crimson. Kellen stepped back, his expression a mixture of defiance and shame. "Jasper," Willow stammered, her voice trembling. "It's not what you think." "Oh, really?" "Because it looks exactly like what I think," I said, my voice laced with sarcasm. "It looks like my wife is making out with another man." "I can explain," she pleaded, taking a step towards me. "Explain. Explain how you could lie to me, how you could betray me like this," I demanded, my voice rising. "Explain how you could throw away everything we've built together for this pathetic affair." "It just happened," she said, her eyes brimming with tears. "We didn't mean for it to go this far, it just happened," I repeated, incredulous. "Willow, we're married, we made vows. How could you be so callous, so disrespectful?" Kellen shifted uncomfortably, his gaze darting between Willow and me. "Look, Jasper, I'm sorry," he mumbled. "I never meant to hurt anyone. Sorry. Is that all you have to say?" I retorted, my anger surging. "You've destroyed my marriage, wrecked my life, and all you can offer is a pathetic sorry." I turned to Willow, my heart breaking. "I'm done," I said, my voice flat. "I can't do this anymore. I'm leaving." I walked away, leaving them standing there, their guilt hanging heavy in the air. I drove home in a daze, the rain blurring my vision, the pain in my chest a constant, throbbing ache. The next few weeks were a blur of legal paperwork, tearful phone calls, and sleepless nights. I moved out of our apartment and into a small, sparsely furnished place downtown. The silence was deafening, the emptiness palpable. I tried to understand what had gone wrong. Where had I failed? Was I not good enough? Was I too boring, too predictable? I replayed every conversation, every interaction, searching for clues, for signs I had missed. Our friends were supportive, offering words of comfort and condemnation for Willow's actions. Some took my side, others tried to remain neutral, but the underlying tension was always there. Our social circle fractured, divided by loyalty and judgment. One evening, a few weeks after the separation, I received a call from a number I didn't recognize. I hesitated before answering. "Hello," I said cautiously. "Jasper, it's Gwyneth," the voice on the other end said. "Kellen's wife." My blood ran cold. I hadn't spoken to Gwyneth since the news of the affair broke. I knew she was devastated, heartbroken, and furious. "Gwyneth," I said, my voice strained. "I don't know what to say." "I do," she said, her voice trembling with anger. "I want to know everything. I want to know how long this has been going on, what they said, what they did. I deserve to know the truth." We met the next day at a coffee shop, two wounded souls seeking solace in shared pain. Gwyneth was a strong, intelligent woman, a lawyer by profession, but beneath her composed exterior I could see the raw pain of betrayal. I told her everything, from the subtle changes in Willow's behavior to the shocking discovery at the Overlook. I spared no detail, holding nothing back. Gwyneth listened intently, her eyes filled with tears and rage. As I spoke, a strange sense of camaraderie developed between us. We were both victims of the same callous act, bound together by our shared experience of betrayal. We spent hours talking, sharing our stories, our fears, and our hopes for the future. Gwyneth revealed that Kellen had a history of infidelity. This wasn't his first affair. She had suspected something was going on for months but had dismissed her suspicions, trusting him, just as I had trusted Willow. Together, we decided to expose Kellen's behavior, not just to his employers but to the world. Gwyneth, with her legal expertise, spearheaded the effort, gathering evidence, contacting witnesses, and building a case against him. I helped in any way I could, providing information, sharing my experiences, and offering moral support. It was a long and arduous process, but we were determined to see justice served. Meanwhile, Willow tried to contact me, sending tearful emails and leaving desperate voicemails. She begged me to forgive her, to give her another chance. She claimed she was sorry, that she had made a terrible mistake, that she still loved me, but I couldn't forgive her. The trust was broken, the damage irreparable. I couldn't forget the image of her in Kellen's arms, the lies she had told, the betrayal she had inflicted. Finally, the day came when Gwyneth and I exposed Kellen's infidelity and his pattern of unethical behavior. The fallout was swift and decisive. He was fired from his job, ostracized by his colleagues, and publicly shamed. His reputation was ruined, his career in tatters. Gwyneth filed for divorce, taking him for everything he had. She emerged from the wreckage stronger and more determined than ever. As for Willow, she was left to face the consequences of her actions. She lost her job, her friends, and her husband. She was alone, isolated, and filled with regret. I didn't rejoice in her misery. I didn't seek revenge. I simply moved on, focusing on healing and rebuilding my life. The process was slow and painful, but with the support of friends and family, I gradually began to find my way back to happiness. I threw myself into my work, rediscovering my passion for landscape architecture. I started exercising, eating healthy, and taking care of myself. And then something unexpected happened. Gwyneth and I grew closer. We found comfort in each other's company, a shared understanding that transcended our individual pain. We started spending more time together, going for walks, sharing meals, and talking about our dreams for the future. One evening, as we sat on the beach watching the sunset, Gwyneth turned to me, her eyes filled with warmth and affection. "Jasper," she said softly, "I never thought I could find happiness again after what happened. But you've shown me that it's possible. You've helped me heal, and you've made me believe in love again." I took her hand, my heart swelling with emotion. "Gwyneth," I said, "you've done the same for me. You've shown me that even in the darkest of times there is always hope. You've helped me find my way back to the light." We kissed, a tender, tentative kiss that sealed our bond. It wasn't the passionate, all-consuming love I had once shared with Willow. It was something deeper, something more meaningful. It was a love born out of shared pain, mutual respect, and unwavering support. Willow eventually reached out one last time years later, a desperate plea for forgiveness. She was ill, she confessed, and alone. The guilt had eaten away at her, she said. She understood if I couldn't forgive her, but she needed to ask. I thought about it long and hard. I remembered the pain, the betrayal, the devastation she had caused. But I also remembered the good times, the laughter, the love we had once shared. I realized that holding on to anger and resentment would only poison my own soul. I called her back. We talked for hours. I listened to her story, her regrets, her fears. I offered her my forgiveness, not because she deserved it, but because I needed to let go of the past. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. It allowed me to finally close that chapter of my life and move forward with a clear conscience. Gwyneth and I built a beautiful life together. We married, bought a house with a big garden, and filled it with love and laughter. We learned from our past mistakes and vowed to never let betrayal darken our door again. The rain has stopped now. The sun is shining, casting a golden glow over the city. I look out the window, grateful for the life I have, the love I share, and the lessons I have learned. Betrayal is a cruel and devastating experience, but it doesn't have to define you. It can make you stronger, more resilient, and more appreciative of the love that truly matters. And sometimes, in the wreckage of a broken heart, you can find an unexpected and beautiful new beginning.